Hi, thanks for watching. This is a match from the 2025 Scenic City Crokinole Classic, hosted at First United Church in Owen Sound, Ontario. It's a match between Dan Hepburn and Claire Kuepfer on the one side versus Garret Tracey and Darin Van Gammeren on the other. My name is Andy Norton, and I'm coming to you from the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. Pleased to be commentating my first match with a Tracey in it. So that's exciting. Knuckles all around, and this match will get started. So it's Tracey to start. Comes up short, leaves a hanger. But Claire Kuepfer cannot convert. Darin does not quite get the clearance. 2 discs on the board, but wow, with authority, Dan Hepburn scores. And Garret with the long angle in, but he says nope. He lost his disc there. Oh, wow. Claire Kuepfer with the very nice push through. Doesn't leave a great chance for Darin, who needs to push through here as well. He pushes, but leaves a hanger for Dan, who does not get it. It leaves a very, very heavy, awkward hanger for Garret, who just opts to clear and rolls behind pegs. A pretty lucky roll, I think, not to roll out into open space there. Claire gets the takeout, but leaves possible bounce back for Darin. That's what it looked like he was going for. Leaves his disc in front of a peg, which I think was nice, and forced Dan to just get the touch. Garret looking for some chaos there. Does not quite advance the position. Now 2 discs to the outside. Dan and Claire with a pretty strong lead here. Up 1 with the hammer. Darin really needs to score this very deep angle or hide. Yeah, I think he was going for the hide there, and just lost his disc altogether. So needs a bad miss here. And that was a bad miss from Dan. Leaves a great backboard for Garret, who needs to lean into his Tracey heritage and drop this disc. And he's going for the... I'm not sure what he was going for there. I'm not sure if he was trying to get the double, like roll in off that one, angle it in. Leaves it behind the pegs slightly, and gets the miss out of Claire. Darin needs this push. Really nice push. Really straight on. Did not quite have the energy to keep going the extra sort of quarter inch there to score. So I think here, if I was Dan, I would just hit and stick to the outside. They're up by 1. Whoa. Rolled in, and that was a little weird. I think Garret now hoping to catch a peg and bounce back, but this is not the best. Yeah, he wanted to at least touch his disc, which he did. Knocked away the easy backboard for Claire. So a couple discs on the board here, but they're down by 1. They're against the hammer, Garret and Darin. And Darin has to hit that red disc. So can he go through his own disc and maybe keep rolling? I think that's what Garret is advising. I think he's going to push through his own disc, hoping that disc... he almost got the touch. But no touch on the red disc meant that he had to sweep away everything. And so that first match goes to Claire and Dan. It was a fast-moving game, but I guess that's what you get when you are playing with a Tracey in the mix. Looks like that was very unusual. Claire Kuepfer leaned to his left for his first open 20, misses, but I think he just really did not want to give Darin a chance to score there. It's very unusual. Yeah, okay. This game's moving too fast for me. Uh, okay, well, it's 1-1 in the cups, and Dan pushes through, leaves a nice hanger opportunity for Garret, who can't get it. He gets to take out, not the score. Claire was pushing for the 20 there because they're against the hammer, so he really wanted to go up in the cup. Darin gets the takeout and a nice roll away. So I think this is interesting. Dan's just going for a touch and roll. I think I would have pushed through that disc in the middle, tried to score that way. But here we are. Claire looking to get a double maybe. He loses his disc, doesn't get anything out of that. Darin gives up a backboard for Dan, who should be able to get the takeout. Just gets the 20, no takeout. But Garret ties it back up. Claire, so this is tied in the cup. Claire, I think, thinks that he can afford to park behind the pegs here because of that disc in the middle, but he didn't get behind that peg, and so Darin still had an easy shot at it. And now hiding behind the pegs from Dan. Again, not too much of a hide. Garret should be able to clear that and roll. Game's looking very favorable to Garret and Darin. Looking for some bounce back action there from Claire. Darin just needs to hit and roll away. Great roll from Darin. He's very, very pleased with that. Even if Dan can make some serious magic happen here and get the takeout 20, that's probably all he can do. If that, and Garret would just have to get a valid shot into the middle. Last shot is inconsequential, and Garret and Darin take their first 2 points. Darin leading off gives that hanger that Claire was afraid of earlier, and Dan scores it. Garret ties it back up. Claire with the go-ahead, and Darin misses, gives a backboard, and now this is looking very good for Dan and Claire. They are up by 2. They're up by 1, but they have a disc on the board now behind pegs, and they have the hammer and the 1 disc advantage. Oh, and Darin gets the miss. Oh, a pirouette from Dan. And Garret was looking for, I guess, the double touch there in. He could have leaned to his left and just gone for the 20, but I think he didn't want to leave a disc on his side of the pegs for Claire to hide behind. Oh my goodness, another peg touch from Darin. Dan and Claire up 2 again now, and looks like he's going to bump his own disc to get so then the disc behind is now further away from the hole. Very good strategy. They're up by 3 now, and that disc is in a much better spot. Garret with a really nice attempt. Ow. Claire just loses his disc, no takeout. But Darin is having the worst game of his life and rolls through. Garret looking for the bounce back. And Garret rises to the level of Darin's play and catches a peg as well. Oh, really, really, really nice 20 from Darin there. And another 20 opportunity, but Garret can't quite get it. And it was inconsequential at that point anyhow. And the 2 points go to Dan and Claire. That was, yeah, Darin's going to have to shrug that off and step into this next game. Just forget that was a great shot from Dan. I love the strategy there. I love a good bump 20. But look at the shot. Yeah, Darin, you got it. You still have it. All right, here we go. Leading off is Dan Hepburn. Scores. Garret scores. Claire now going all the way through. How slick is this board, I wonder? Darin puts them up. And that was Dan to tie it back up. Garret misses, but they have the hammer. Claire gets a takeout, but Darin just needs to hit and stick between those pegs. Yeah, really nice placement from Darin. He's very pleased with that. Ooh, and he gets the miss out of Dan. Unfortunately, Garret looks like he's playing for the other team. Set up a perfect hanger, which Claire Kuepfer cannot convert and leaves one for Darin. And Darin gets it. So Darin puts them up by 1 with the hammer. Dan gets it this time. Garret simply sticks. Bounce off that peg maybe for... Nope. Oh. A little bit of a misfire from Kuepfer. Yeah, things looking very poor for Dan and Claire here as Garret puts them up another 20. Darin just parks behind these pegs. And the game is over here. Mathematically impossible. Garret could just kick away, but there's really no chance that he was going to mess it up, so I guess he took the shot. And there we go. 2 more points to Garret and Darin. This last shot, very inconsequential. But he's looking for a 20 to make up for that bad game. That's all right. 2 points for them. They split it 4-4. Great match from both teams. A lot of fun. And my first Tracey game commentated in the books. Thanks for being here and watching this. Great game from all.